Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Rob from AGGP.
Hey, what is going on, all my fellow godlies and Warframe enthusiasts around the world? I am Vance, bringing you the fourth and final installment of the Sissyframe franchise. Now, can you believe that it was just only a short 2 years ago that we started a movement that would inevitably end to reaching a result that we desired? I mean, I'm sure I wasn't the only one within this movement that had the cogs turning, but I feel honored to have started something that was just so monumentally big, and my page grew exponentially. But there are some things that I addressed within this series that I need to rectify, because I'm very torn at this point. Half of what we acquired from this movement was desirable, while the other half was very destructive, and I was left wondering at the beginning of 2019 as a result of having a really bad time in my real life. Fans of my page are gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, all the Justice for Annie stuff. The thought occurred to me, what type of lasting impression am I going to be leaving on my fans, my friends, my family, if they were all to collectively watch the Sissyframe series and take away something from it? I would gather that it's probably not a very good message. So becoming a father has definitely changed my perception of what type of messages I want to be sending out into the world. And one of the biggest gleaming mistakes that I made in the Sissyframe franchise was just the sheer miscommunication. I fought hatred with more hatred, and I realize now, growing from those mistakes, that if you want to see change in society, you have to be the change that you want to see in society. So the message that I'm going to give in today's video is a message of tolerance and being able to accept your mistakes, because one day my little baby girl is gonna grow up and she's gonna have the intellect of her father, or hopefully somewhere close or above that, and she may watch the things that her daddy uploaded to YouTube, and she may get a very bad message from the Sissyframe series. So we're gonna close out on a high note. I'm sorry that I clickbaited you, because this is a big love letter to one of the guys who's suffered the most casualties from that series. So first and foremost, Digital Extremes. They were always the main target. They were the ones with the crosshair on their back, because I did not appreciate the way that they were treating their fans in forums and banning people from Revix Dev, blah blah blah. The list just goes on and on of sins that they did, and I think as a result of us speaking up, they chose to remain a little bit more silent, and they got to work on some really good updates. So they may not be on good terms with me. I'm not sure how exactly they feel about me, but from my end, I can personally forgive them for everything that they've done and establish better connections with them, better relationships. I want 2019 to mark the year that we forgive and forget. We let water be under the bridge. We start being friends with everyone. We start loving this community again. We start loving the game again. I've always loved the developers. The only reason I was really upset with them is just the way that they were handling things. It was pissing me off, to be honest with you. But I never hated them. I never wanted to influence other people to hate them. I wanted to just exploit some of the wrong things that were going on. Now, 4 minutes into this video, and I still haven't mentioned the guy who suffered the most at the hands of the Sissyframe series. AGGP, better known as A Gay Guy Plays, or Rob. Funny thing about this is that when I had this revelation that I was leaving behind a very negative message with the Sissyframe series, I thought about ways to improve my page. And one of the ways was to collaborate with a YouTuber who is bigger than me so that they give me a shout out and get me more views, more subscribers. And then the thought occurred to me, why not reach out to someone who was once an enemy, someone who I've had an issue with in the past, and see if I can't do something nice for them as a means to apologize and establish good, healthy relationships with them. So I reached out to Rob on Twitter, and we played tag there for nearly a month, maybe more than that, and it was finally established that we would have a conversation on Discord, and oh boy did we ever. An 8-hour discussion, and what I discovered there is that I made a critical mistake with my Sissyframe number 3. I had addressed tweets that Rob had made about misogyny and homophobia. Now, what happened there was I had watched a previous YouTuber talk about AGGP, and right now I can't even remember who exactly it was. I'm sure if you go back to Sissyframe number 3, I credit the YouTuber who brought this to my attention, but I can't even remember who it was right now, and I'm too lazy to research the fact. But I watched this person talk about these tweets that Rob had sent out, and basically he took 2 different tweets from 2 different eras in time and spliced these things together to make it look very negative. So AGGP said that he was so sick of the misogyny and homophobia that he just wished that there was some way to silence them. Breaking the context, Quite Shallow stated that in these difficult times we can, get on Warframe and, commit mass genocide. AGGP retweeted to Quite Shallow talking about how you can murder hate-filled shitbags and not get arrested for it, and that was in the context of playing Warframe. That wasn't in the context of IRL, in real life. So this is just a very huge misunderstanding. We, as a collective, thought that Rob was talking about just condoning random acts of murder based upon their misogyny and their homophobic. And I owe Rob a public apology. So I'm sorry, Rob. And I'm sorry to all the viewers who were hurt and offended in some way by this massive misunderstanding. I was under the impression that was put on me by another YouTuber, and he had seemed to have done his research rather well, so without questioning it or digging deeper into it, I did a video on it myself, and 2 years later I'm just now realizing that it was all false. It was all put together as a bigger smear campaign against AGGP, and to that I just say that I don't really fucking understand people. I have no idea why someone would be so devoted to hating this guy that they would take texts from totally different points in time and put them together to make this guy look like a monster.
In this time of uncertainty, this is from Shy.
Okay.
In this time of uncertainty, I'd like to remind you, you are welcome in Warframe community regardless of your race, gender, or sexuality. And then I responded, and you can shoot mindless bags of hate-filled flesh without getting arrested.
Damn. So basically the YouTuber that I picked up my clips from, like, took it out of context. And
Oh, so are you saying that people lie about me to make me look worse?
I'm seeing that now. I'm seeing that now firsthand.
So this is why I always say, like, I'm consistently picked on as a target. And I feel like there are so many other people out there that are worse than me and in the partner program, but people want to make shit up about me to make me seem worse than I am.
And after that 8-hour conversation, I can firmly tell you that this guy is no monster.
And then people are like, Rob's a monster, look at how aggressive he is. I'm like, no, I just know that I'm right.
Rob's a monster. Quote of the day.
What?
And I mean, let's be honest. We've always made sexual jokes, whether they were gay jokes or straight jokes, whatever. Like, I'm renowned for making jokes in the God Build series. So, I mean, I feel like I've established a portion of my following just for this misunderstood fact that people think that I was out to get a GGP, I was out to burn him down. Let me make one thing inevitably clear. I have stated that I will continue the fight where RevXDev quit because I am tenacious. I won't go away. I'm stubborn. You can't undo me. I won't quit. I'll just keep coming at you. I'm relentless. But I am relentless in pursuit of the truth. I am not relentless in holding grudges. I'm all about, building new bridges and reaching tomorrow by any means necessary. I want to establish a better future for the next generation. I want to aspire to inspire. As an artist, I want to inspire other artists. As a writer, I want to inspire other writers. How in the shit am I going to accomplish that if I'm holding on to grudges that were based upon misinformation? That's why I decided to commission a free drawing for a GGP, and that entails me basically drawing his face on an Exidium original character. That's right, a GGP, aka Rob, is going to be a character within my universe, and this is an offer that I extend to pretty much all of the Warframe partners.
It's a trap!
That's right, Brozime, if you're watching this, Tactical Potato, Quite Shallow, DK Diamantes, even Mogamu, RevXDev, I mean, we're going to be friendly to everyone, because this is the message that I want to throw out there in the conclusion of the Sissyframe series, is that we are no longer going to be hateful. And I feel it's appropriate at this point in time because, I mean, so many good things are coming to an end at this time. Game of Thrones, Avengers Endgame, these are years and years worth of odysseys that were written years before just coming to a close. And I feel it's appropriate to make a complete turnaround with the 4th and final episode of Sissyframe. So here we are. We have mended the fences with the GGP. We're going to be doing this collaborative effort where, he explains his version of how things went down, and I do my commission for him, and hopefully that leads to more collaborative efforts. I want this to kind of open the door to collaborative efforts with everyone. I'm willing to game with all of my fellow Warframe partners, not that I'm a partner myself. I kind of don't want anything to do with the partner program, but I do want to expose my audience to their page, and I want their page's audience to be exposed to me. I know that I don't have a lot to offer because, I'm a smaller scale YouTuber, but I am a writer, an illustrator, an animator, and an editor. So I feel as though where I lack in viewer base and subscriber base, I can really bring the goods in terms of talents and skills. So I mean, aside from doing gaming, there's real world potential there that can be had, and connections, bonds, etc., etc. The biggest takeaway from this video is that we show a level of tolerance for your fellow neighbor, and it doesn't matter who they are. There should be an anti-discrimination policy there. You shouldn't know age, color, size, gender, orientation. None of that should matter. People are universes within themselves, and they're so complex that you'd be killing yourself not to get to know your friend and what they're into, and share in personal hobbies and opinions. Even if someone's opinion differs from you, you can have a very healthy debate that doesn't end in anybody having their feelings hurt or derogatory insults being thrown out there. So again, that's the biggest message that I want you guys to take away from this video, is the fact that you can be the bigger person. If someone's not showing tolerance, then that's completely on them. The burden of responsibility is always upon the person trying to prove their point. So if you're dealing with someone who's racist, you owe it to the people who they're being racist against to show them and to prove to them that their ideas of, you know, that race being known for a stereotype is not, in not all cases, wrong, but it's in not all cases right. For example, a lot of the rednecks I grew up with down south in Arkansas, they're purely racist because they've been brainwashed generation by generation after generation, and a lot of these folk who claim racism haven't even met someone of color to prove to them that, you know, they're no different than us. Stereotypes exist. They're true in a lot of cases. Statistically, they're true in most cases, but you always have that one person who changes your mind. You always run into that one person who you spend 8 hours on call with and you think, man, he's really not as bad as everyone made him seem. So that's kind of why I defended racist people in Sissyframe number 2 and in number 1, is because they just don't know any better. And I would like to educate the world. I'd like to show the world a better future. We can all live in harmony. I'd like to believe that if aliens landed on Earth tomorrow, we would welcome them with open arms and been like, what took you so long, you know? But that's just me. That's my hopes and dreams for the future. And it's like I said, you know, becoming a father has just completely changed my whole ideals. I function differently now, and I think that it's for the best. So moving forward in 2019, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna be more open. We're gonna be more friendly, and we're gonna lean way away from the hate-filled stuff. We're just gonna try to do our part in society, suggest some really good ideas, be creative, and establish a future that, you know, our offspring is gonna be proud to claim. So if you like this video and you learned something from it, do as I always encourage you to do. Smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this has been Vance signing out. Peace. Man,
but you know, like
if someone, see, the thing is that, like, that is very tame compared to what, like, even my group of friends, like, 2 years ago, no. Let's go back even further to, like, Xbox 360 days. My group of friends would have photoshopped your face and would have done a very good, convincing job on, you know, gay porn, which you yourself would be okay with that, but can you, you can...
No, that's actually a running joke. Did you know?
Oh, here we go.
One of my favorite jokes from stream ever was, I don't care what sexuality the person is I get with. Straight, gay, bisexual, when they get with me, they're robsexual. And then we made a consistent running joke that I would go through all of their porn and I would super on every single person in that porn. And then somebody asked me, they're like, but what if that person that you're with is bisexual and he has straight porn? And I'm like, oh, I have to put my face on all the women. And then it just kind of spiraled out of...
Yeah, you're going down the rabbit hole there. Then it becomes a challenge. Can you still climax when?
Well, it came to the point where it's like, top, she would undo her bra and it would just be my face.
Oh my god.
It was such a good, like, he would unzip his trousers and he would reach
Oh,
in.
you shouldn't be telling me this. I want to like make a video clip of this instantaneously. Just like a famous scene from a movie where a chick's removing their bras and it's just like it's just your face, but you're saying something like, "Hey guys, it's Rob from a Gay Guy Podcast." And it's dual audio too because it's two breasts and it's two faces of you. It's just like
You have to double it down.